Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is the very last Friday of January. Today is the 31st, I believe. Yes, the 31st of January. It is my last paycheck for the month of January. So I am going to sit down with you guys, budget out my paycheck here, and then I will stuff my envelopes for the upcoming week. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I budget out my last paycheck of January, stay tuned.
Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time.
Okay, so as you guys have probably noticed, I have my contact paper back down here. I had been using just my plain white IKEA desk. I have a white IKEA desk under this contact paper, and I actually have two desks. I had my old contact paper under my other desk, but I kind of moved my filming and my Etsy area around a little bit. So my contact paper is on my other desk that has all of my silhouette cutting machines for my stickers on it. And I hated filming on just the white desk because obviously the paper is white. It just really blended in to the desk, I felt. So I am happy to have my contact paper back so it has a little bit of contrast between the paper that I'm filling out and the background here. So not that you guys care about that, but you might notice a little different scenery in this video. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. This is my Paycheck to Paycheck budget sticker kit that I have in my Etsy shop. I will post the link for my Etsy shop down in the description below if you guys want to check that out, but we will just go ahead and get started. The numbers that I am going to be writing down are weekly amounts, not a monthly amount. So just keep that in mind. Like my Apple payment is not $6.75 for the month. That would be exciting, but also not very, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, I can't think of it. Anyways, let's get started. So I'm going to start with my expenses and then I'll come back to my income at the end. So my first expense, realistic, that's the word I was looking for. A $6.75 Apple payment is not realistic. So the weekly amount for this one is $6.75. And then next I'm going to move to OneMain, which is my personal loan. OneMain is the debt that I am currently working on paying off. I have two debts left. That is the smallest of the two. So I am putting all of my time and energy into paying this one off. So every extra penny that I have at the end of the month, or even at the end of a paycheck or anything, is going towards that OneMain personal loan. So I actually kind of know my numbers as of today, and I know that I'm going to be able to put a very big chunk of money towards that personal loan within the next few days, I would imagine. So that is going to be super exciting, and I will do a live video, not live on YouTube, but I actually go in live and screen record myself paying or making those extra debt snowball payments. So I will be doing that, so stay tuned for that video, as it is going to be a pretty big one. So Apple $6.75, OneMain is $76.25, car payment is $153, Hulu is $11.80, and we're going to come in with Verizon, which is $31.87, and then my kids' school account is $14. My daughter's tumbling is $13, and the rent that I am going to be putting, or the money that I'm going to be putting towards rent this week is $40. So I'm going to get out my calculator here, and we will total all of these up. So we have $675, $76.25, $153, $11.80, $31.87, $14, $13, and $40, $346.67 per usual. It will be nice when I get that personal loan paid off, because that'll take a good chunk, $76.25 off of that. So if we figure that out, my minimum payments on a weekly basis will then drop down to $270. So that'll be very exciting once I can get that one main loan taken care of. Alright, so next I'm going to go down to cash envelopes. I have 3 cash envelopes that I use: gas, spending, and groceries. And I take those with me everywhere that I go, as those are the ones that I use the most often. And then my sinking funds, which I'll list over here in just a moment, I leave at home unless I know that I am going to be spending something out of them. Now I have had it happen where it kind of was an unexpected purchase, but I have the money at my sinking, or in my sinking funds binder at home. So in that case, I will either use cash out of one of these cash envelopes if I have enough in there, and then I will just replace it when I get home with the money out of the sinking fund. Or if I don't have enough money in here, or maybe it's towards the end of the week and I kind of am out of money in these envelopes, I will just use my debit card, and then I will take the money out of the sinking fund when I get home and replenish that back into my checking account. So that's how I handle the sinking funds if I don't actually have the sinking fund money with me at the time of the purchase. So gas is getting $40 this week, spending is getting $40, and then groceries will do the normal $80. So that'll be $160 total for my cash envelopes. Next we're going to do sinking funds. And I have quite a long list of sinking funds, so we'll go in alphabetical order. This first one is my first child's savings. So this is the last month that the last week of the month that I'm going to be filling these. I am still undecided as to if I am going to put my kids and my savings account money from my sinking funds into our bank account on a monthly basis or on a quarterly basis. So, sorry about that. So I'm still debating on that, because like right now for my kids' savings I'll have 50, and for mine I think I'll be at 100 for the month. So I might just put them in the accounts. I just don't know. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time figuring it out, but I am. So back to school is going to get 20. Car insurance, this is for my premium that will be due in July. That'll be I'm putting 15 towards that. Car maintenance will get the normal 10. Christmas will be 25. My second child's savings will be 10. Gifts, we will do 10. Household, I do 15. Kids, and this is for things that I would need to buy for them, not for savings. That is 20. My third child's savings, 10. Medical, 5. Personal care, $2,415 for the week. This is my savings. In addition to my $1,000 emergency fund, I already have that. So this will be $20. School tuition for the upcoming school year will be $36 for the week, and then vacation, nothing planned yet, just saving for hopefully a vacation. So I'm going to add up all these. So we have 10, 20, 15, 10, 25, 10, 10, 15, 20, 10, 5, 15, 20, 36, and 20. So $241 for the week for sinking funds. Okay, so just a brief quick rundown of what I do here. These expenses here are paid auto pay except for rent. I have to sneeze, hold on just a second. Okay, sorry. So rent comes out in cash, but everything else from apple to tumbling is automatically taken out of my account. So what I do is I transfer these amounts every week over to Capital One 360, and then each week that the money gets in there, these minimum payments obviously add up. So once the bill is due, that the amount that I need for that minimum payment is in that account because I've been adding to it every week, and then it automatically, I have it set up to where they all automatically come from my Capital One 360 account. And then in my normal checking account, where like my work check and everything like that is deposited into, in there I keep a little bit of overage in case I need to buy something with my debit card, you know, that maybe was an unbudgeted expense or something like that, as well as my extra debt snowball money. I have that in there as well. And then the cash envelopes, the sinking funds, and the rent, I take all of that out in cash. So I go to the bank every Friday, get all that out in cash so that I can put those into envelopes. Okay, so now I'm going to come back up here and jot down my income for the week. So we're going to start with my full-time job, which I received that direct deposit today, and that was $585. And then my part-time job, I received that on the 22nd, and that was $202. So that's going to be $787 for total income this week for what I'm budgeting for. That doesn't include anything that I received from Etsy or YouTube or Carousel or any other online income sources that I have. That does not include that. I do not use those sources to budget my weekly budgets with. That's just personal choice. I've explained that in other videos. Just because they are variable income, not a fixed income, so I just want to make sure that I'm covered in case I no longer have those incomes. Alright, so we have income, which I'm just going to take from the top, the $787. Geez, now after I sneezed, my nose is really wanting to run here. That's lovely. Expenses is coming from this total here, $346.67. Cash envelopes is coming from that total, which is $160. And then sinking funds are coming from that total, which is $241. So then what I do is I take the bottom three amounts, add those up. So $747.67 is what my total expenses, bills, everything are for the week. And then we'll take that away from the $787 of income, and we are left with $39.33. So that is what we were left over with for my paycheck for the 5th and last week of January. So that is taking a look at it. Now I am going to get all of my cash laid out, get my sinking funds and cash envelopes ready so that we can start stuffing all of those envelopes. Okay, got everything laid out here. And now last week, I was not able to count the money in the envelopes. I was just telling you guys totals from the back and putting money in just because I was kind of in a bit of a time crunch. So this week I do have time, so I am going to count the money that's in them just so we can see where we're at. So we're going to start with the first child savings. Last week I was at 40, so 10, 20, 30, 40. I'm going to add 10. So that will put this one at $50 for the week, and that means that we are ending the month of January with $50 for my first child's savings account. Ooh, this, I don't think I've ever used this red wet erase marker. It is really dark. It's really nice. Last week I used the gray and it doesn't really show up that well. Back to school. Last week we were at 80. So 20, 40, 60, 80. I'm going to add 20 to that. So we are ending the month for back to school with $100. So 131. I do track all of my sinking funds, so everything in this binder gets tracked whether I am putting the money in or taking the money out. That way I just can look at the back of them, not have to count it, and I know exactly how much is in any envelope at any given time. Car insurance for my premium due in July was at $60 last week. I'm going to organize this here. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. We'll add another 10. So that'll put us at 75. And now I am definitely noticing that I need to come in here and exchange a lot of my bills for larger bills. A lot of my envelopes are getting to be over the $100 and $200 range. Oh, I forgot what I was doing. And usually with, you know, 10s and 20s and 5s, and it just makes the envelopes like super thick, which the envelopes are holding up well. It's just I'm actually having a hard time buttoning my binder because they are so full. So I need to come in here and exchange the smaller bills for bigger bills so that I can save more room. So car maintenance last week was at $210. So this one has 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 192, 210. We'll add another 10. That'll put car maintenance at $220. It's mainly the envelopes that get, you know, $10 or $5 at a time that really take up the most room in my binder. So $220 will be car maintenance total. Someone asked me what happens, what do I do when I get to the bottom of my tracker? When I do, so this one I'll have about a month or so left and I'll be at the bottom of this tracker. I take the ending total, I move it up here, and then I erase everything and I just kind of start over tracking. So the amount is still in there, I just kind of erase everything so that I have a blank tracker but move that total up. Alright, next is Christmas. Last week it had $250. Situate this a little better. So we have 100, 20, 40, 60, 81, 120, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and I meant to say 250. We're adding another 25, which will put us at 275. So we're ending the first month of the year with $275 in the Christmas sinking fund, so that is very exciting. This is the first year that I will have a Christmas sinking fund the entire year, or be funding it the entire year, so hopefully I can keep up with that and nothing happens to where I have to stop. Next I have my second child sinking savings sinking fund. Last week it was at 40. It's going to add 10, and this one will be ending the month at $50. So that is nice. It's $50 that goes to my kids' savings. So I'm really happy that I'm able to do that. It's not a lot that I'm putting in there every week, but only been doing it a month, and we're already at $50, so it really adds up. Gifts is at $150, or was at that last week, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160. And so like this one here is one that it's all 10, so it really gets pretty thick. So we're going to add 10 to that one, which will put it at 160. I think I did. Last week I forgot to write down that I put 10 in there. What did I do here? So did I have 160 in here, or did I have 170? I should have had 160. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170. Yep, that's what I did. I must have been talking too much last time I was doing this and didn't write it down. So for the 24th we put in 10, which took it to 160, and then today, the 31st, we added 10, which put us at 170. I will take money out of this probably next week to buy my kids just a little something for Valentine's Day. So I'll either take it out of this or my kids' envelope. I haven't decided yet. Household is another one that is very thick because it's made up of all 10s and 5s. And last week we were at 150. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. We're going to add in 15. Oops. So that'll put this one at 165. Haven't made it yet to Sam's Club, obviously. But when I do, this envelope will be ready for me. So 165. Kids is next. Last week it was at 230. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82 to 20, 230. Adding in 20, that'll put this envelope at 250 for the month of January. So 250. Next is my third child's sinking fund. Last week it was at 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. I'm going to add another 10. That one will be at 50. And then medical last week was 55. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Adding in another 5. So this one will be at 60 for the month of January. And then personal care last week was at 120. This one is also all 10s and 5s. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 15, 110, 115, 120. Then we're going to add in 15, which will put us at 135. That one is getting pretty thick as well. 135. I might even exchange some of them for my bigger bills that I'm going to use for my spending, gas, and groceries that I will get to here in just a little bit. I might do that. Rent is next. Last week I was at 160. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 120, 140, 160. We'll add in 20 or 40. So that'll put this one at 200. So this will be ready to pay. And then I will start over with my rent envelope and we will start at 0. Savings for myself, last week was at 80. This is in addition to my emergency fund. So 20, 40, 60, 80. Gonna add 20. So that'll put that one at $100 for the ending of the month. School tuition, last week was at $144. This is another one that's going to get full fast because it gets a 10 or a 20, a 10, a 5, and a 1 every week. So I definitely should have thought about that, but this is one that I have to have a certain amount by August, so I just divided that number by how many weeks I had, and it came to 36. So we have 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 100, 1... Okay, I was going to say, that is not right. Let me get the money organized. Okay, try again. 20, 40, 60, 80, 91, 110, 120, 125, 30, 35, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. I have an extra one because I forgot about it last week and I think I put 2 in. So I'm actually going to leave that one in here and then just put in 35. And then that will get me back to normal. Okay, so with that then, we're at 180. So that's a good even number. Yeah, that envelope though is definitely going to fill up very fast at the rate that I'm, or I guess at the amount of bills that I'm putting in there. Not necessarily the amount, but just the amount of bills. So 180. And then last for sinking funds is vacation. Last week it was at 80. So 20, 40, 60, 80. We're going to add in another 20, which will put me at $100 for the end of the month. And that is exciting. So that'll just kind of stay in there and build up until we decide that we want to go on vacation somewhere. Okay, so all of that is done. And see, watch, I will show you guys. I am having a very hard time getting that shut. It's pretty, I mean, you can tell it's pinched right here and still out right here. So it is getting really full. So I am definitely going to have to switch out some of the bills to be able to get that closed. All right, so now I have my last 3 envelopes, which is gas, spending, and groceries. So we're going to start with gas. Gas gets $20, or no, not 20, $40 a week. So we get that in there. Spending also gets $40 for the upcoming week. And then last, groceries gets the rest, so it's going to get $80. So that will take up the rest of the money there. And then, like I said, I'm probably going to go back through and with the 50 and then all the 20s in these, I'm going to change out some of the 5s and 10s in here so that it'll at least give it a little break for it. And then I might just grab some larger bills at the bank next time I go so that I can have more to switch out so this isn't so big. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, comment down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!